You already know what happens next. The phone rings and before you even answer, your chest tightens. Someone doesn't text back in an hour, and your mind quietly writes the ending. They're mad. They're done. You did something wrong. A small mistake at work turns into a sleepless night, because somewhere inside you, a voice is already whispering, "This is going to fall apart." If this feels familiar, stay with me. Because what you're about to hear might explain years of your life in a way no one ever has. Let's start with someone you might recognize. Maybe it's you. Her name doesn't matter. Let's call her Deborah. Deborah gets an email from her boss. Subject line, "Can we talk tomorrow?" That's it. 4 words. But by the time she reads them, her whole evening is gone. She replays every project she's touched this month. She imagines being let go. She imagines explaining it to her parents. She imagines the silence in the room. She doesn't sleep well. She barely eats dinner. The next day, her boss smiles and says, "I just wanted to see if you'd like to lead the new project." Deborah laughs it off. "Oh, I'm so relieved." But here's the truth nobody says out loud. This wasn't the first time. And it won't be the last. Because for Deborah, and for so many people watching this right now, the worst-case scenario isn't a rare visitor. It's the default setting. So why does this happen? Why do some minds sprint straight to disaster, while others stay calm in the exact same situation? It's not weakness. And it's definitely not overthinking for no reason. It's protection. Somewhere along the way, your brain learned a lesson. Maybe it was one big heartbreak. Maybe it was 100 small ones. A parent whose mood you had to predict before walking through the door. A relationship where calm never lasted. A childhood where good news often came right before something bad. And so your mind made a decision quietly without asking you. It decided that hope was dangerous. Because if you expect the worst, and the worst happens, it doesn't hurt as much. You already braced for it. You already grieved it a little in advance. But if you let yourself hope, and then life disappoints you, that pain feels unbearable. So your brain made a trade. It gave up peace to protect you from being blindsided. Pause for a second and really sit with that. Your anxiety was never trying to ruin your life. It was trying to save you from being hurt again. That's the part almost nobody tells you. This isn't a flaw in your personality. It's an old strategy that used to keep you safe. The problem is that strategy never got updated. Think about it like this. Imagine a smoke alarm that once saved your life during a real fire. Naturally, you trust it. You'd never want to remove it. But now imagine that same alarm going off every time you make toast. That's what's happening inside people who always expect the worst. Their alarm system is still incredibly sensitive. Still scanning for danger. Still trying to protect them from a fire that isn't there anymore. It's not that they're broken. It's that their alarm never learned the difference between real danger and normal life. Let's bring this into your world right now. You send a message and it says, "Seen." 10 minutes pass with no reply. Your mind doesn't think, "They're probably busy." It thinks, "I said something wrong." You wait for test results, or a callback after an interview, and instead of thinking, "Let's see," you think, "I already know how this ends." You start feeling closer to someone, and instead of feeling joy, you feel dread. Because closeness has always meant something to lose. If any of this hit a little too close, take a breath. You're not the only one carrying this. Here's something that might surprise you. The people who expect the worst are often the same people who love the deepest. Who feel the most. Who notice everything. Their sensitivity isn't the enemy. It became a warning system, because somewhere, someone taught them that love and safety weren't guaranteed. So they learned to prepare for pain, the way other people prepare for rain. Just in case. But here's the quiet twist in all of this. Bracing for pain doesn't stop it from coming. It just makes you suffer it twice. Once, in your imagination. And again, if it actually happens. You don't get spared the fall. You just get exhausted from holding your breath the whole way down. Take a moment and ask yourself honestly. How many hours of your one life have you spent grieving things that never happened? That question isn't meant to hurt you. It's meant to wake something up in you. Because here's what's actually true, even if it doesn't feel true yet. Expecting the worst doesn't protect you from pain. It just steals your peace today, to prepare for a tomorrow that might never come. Real safety isn't built by predicting every disaster. It's built slowly by learning that you can survive uncertainty, that you can handle bad news if it comes, that you don't have to pre-live every worst-case scenario to be ready for life. You are allowed to put the alarm down sometimes. You are allowed to let a message go unanswered for a few hours, without writing a tragedy in your head. You are allowed to hope, even if hope once let you down before. Because the version of you that survived every hard thing so far wasn't the one who predicted the pain. It was the one who kept going anyway. If this made you feel seen tonight, maybe that's the sign to finally be a little gentler with your own mind. Not because it's broken, but because it's been trying so hard for so long to keep you safe. Maybe it's time to let it rest.